Hello, my freak schools and monsters. Thank you for watching and joining us on episode number 35 of the Gore Horror Hour. This is Chaotica with my co-hosts.
I'm Absinthe Widow.
eRock.
And we have our lovely guest, Kimberly Shell from the Backwoodz Oddities. Yay! How you doing, Kim?
I'm here. I slept all day. Then I went grocery shopping, but now I'm here. So
awesome.
Deja vu.
Yeah, right?
That's cool. What'd you get at the grocery store?
Groceries.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so finite detail. I love it.
It is.
So we're good. We're actually we recently had the pleasure of joining the Backwoodz Oddities, the GGs. And Kim, I want you to tell me how did the Backwoodz Oddities and Last Carnival Hunt get started, and how long has it been around?
So it started in 2010 when I was 5 years old and I was a Girl Scout. We needed to do a canned food drive to get one of our patches, and we decided the best way to do that was to have our canned food drive be admission for our haunted house, and it just kind of stuck since then.
Wow, really?
So you guys already had the haunted house, like?
No, so we'd throw parties and we would kind of like decorate everything, and we was like, well, a haunted house can't be that much different than like decorating for a Halloween party. And now I don't even have Halloween parties. I just have a haunted house.
Yes.
How long has it been around?
This season was our 14th season.
Wow. That's amazing.
So that being said, do you guys see like every year, are there more and more attendees or what?
So it depends on the year and things going on and everything like that. This year we were a little behind where we were last year, but our Hell Night made up for it. So we're pretty solid across the board.
Awesome. Go ahead.
No.
Nope. Go for it.
Oh, it's all you.
I was just going to ask, how did you start getting involved more and more in the haunt?
So I just kind of grew up with it. So I don't even think anything of it. It's just a part of my life. So whenever we started doing it, I would always help, mom decorate and dad build and everything like that. And then slowly over time, I became a manager. And then from the manager, when I turned 18, I became the owner. So it just kind of progressed, and I've got quite a few years under my belt. So pretty experienced there.
That's seriously badass.
Thank you.
Now, what was you going to say?
In case our viewers didn't know, Hell Night was the last haunt night for the Backwoodz Oddities, and your gorgeous girls were VIP in attendance. We got to rock out with you guys, and we can't thank you enough because, girl, it was fun.
It was great to have you guys out.
It was cold, but it was a blast. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, what's messed up, it was cold that night, but then the very next night, it was like 60
perfect
plus
weather.
degrees.
Right.
Like, what the hell? We all froze last night, but tonight we can be out there in shorts.
Yeah. You and Alan are both makeup artists and participated in a number of competitions, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that and what was maybe your favorite comp?
So I think my favorite one was the first one we ever did, because I was 14 at the time. And when we had originally submitted all of my stuff to be a part of the competition, we were immediately told oh, she's not old enough to compete. And my dad was like, no, I think she's old enough to compete. She can do this just as well as a 16-year-old can.
Oh yeah.
So we fought, and I had to send in videos and pictures and a whole bunch of stuff proving that I could compete in this competition. And I did, and we didn't place, but it was still fun. And it was a learning experience and everything. Right. And since then we've done a few more competitions, and it was a blast.
So, I mean, where were the competitions? What were they like?
So we did a lot through the Monster Makeoff, and we've done some online ones. So yeah, a lot in like Fremont, Mansfield area, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of traveling for me personally, but it's worth it.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I
So
remember
going into-
when. Go ahead.
So going into that, did you do the Mansfield prison one when they did the make off there?
Yes, I did. We did a Frankenstein creature.
Ooh.
Yep, I remember that because I was there. It was just me and Frankie was there. She was our makeup artist for that show because Jess couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was a good time. I wish they would do that again. Do another convention there.
Right.
I remember when you did the one for the memorial for Bonnie's, and you had to come up with a specific that one. In my, it was very touching, and you guys won that one, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I have the plaque actually, and it is slowly working its way back to my office so it can be hung up in there instead of in the house.
Right. That one, that was, I loved watching you guys do that one. It was just, you captured, Bonnie in a make-off, and it was wonderful. It was just amazing. Do you have any favorite like monster make-offs or competitions like that other than your first?
I think it's my first just because I had to fight to be able to compete to begin with.
Oh, that's pretty memorable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But look
And
at you
such a
go.
young age.
I know, you are seriously already so talented.
I know. She's got more experience than most.
I know. I mean, it also helps how you were raised. I mean,
Right.
your dad is pretty badass. So like he's raised you right. Like you got to watch all the horror movies, I'm sure, and like
Oh yeah,
develop
my
that
parents for my first Christmas got me like the Chucky box set. So like I'm not even a year old, and I have like all the Chucky movies. And my mom, like, she was watching when she was pregnant with me, watched the second Final Destination, and the main character in that, her name is Kimberly, and mom's like, that's a pretty name. She's like, that's my daughter.
Oh my God. So is that what you were named after?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Good stuff.
I want to touch base because you, like you said, you love all things haunt and that you've just grown up in it. I want you to tell our viewers about prom night. How did you arrive? I just please go into detail.
Yes.
So my junior year of prom, I borrowed, which I since bought this hearse off of her, my dad's girlfriend's hearse, and we had a white casket, and I was in a pink dress with the whole blood splatter, everything, complete Carrie moment, and we showed up. And then my boyfriend at the time and my dad pulled me out of the back of the hearse, and I popped out of the casket in my 5.5-inch platform boots and my bloody dress and everything. And it was amazing.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was so cool. I went, holy shit. That's something that's, not most girls dream of, but that's just so badass.
Right.
Yeah, well, I wish I had a story to tell like that. I don't, and I never will.
Neither do I.
All right. Yeah, that's badass. Seriously.
Thank you.
I'm jealous. I'm like, man, all the things that I could have, no. Go you though. I'm happy for you. That's seriously great. Are you guys looking to like add more features to the haunt?
So we are always building, always building. Right now we're talking about working on some more front of the house stuff, like our ticket booth concession, stuff like that, revamping that. We have some big plans for our main building, talking about taking away some scenes, adding some scenes, stuff like that. Not much I can reveal now.
Understand.
But huge plans. We're actually talking about starting building next week.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So if somebody wanted to donate their time and help build or even donate materials, where would they go and who would they contact to help out with that?
So you can either go onto our website, www.bwohaunt.com, and go and email our information email or message us through our Facebook. That's the best ways to contact us. We're constantly checking the Facebook and we're constantly checking that email.
That sounds pretty easy. How much of the haunt were your original ideas?
I honestly don't know because a lot of things, it's just kind of like someone says something and then someone says something else and it just snowballs. And then next thing you know, you have a haunted house. So I can't necessarily take full claim for anything, but we all work together and it's all, there's a bit of us in everything.
I feel it. That's kind of how like the concepts go for GG as well. We all throw each other's ideas at one another and, you know, make our twists and turns and do whatever. And then, you know, eventually we come up with what we got. But like, yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Share the fun and all that. That's awesome.
I did love the speakeasy. That was
absolutely. I thought that was really, really cool. Yep.
Yeah, that was a new scene this year. That's something that Mary came up with. And when she came up with it, I was like, I do not have the staffing for that. And she was like, yeah, but I really want it. And I was like, if you want it that bad, you will find someone to go in there. And that ended up being her.
Yeah, right. Well, I absolutely love it. And I didn't get to see the entirety of the haunt. No, you didn't.
Chaotica, I didn't get to see the entirety. I walked through the first half up into the speakeasy, and then of course I you know, joined in. But I can't say enough about the haunt. I love it. I wish eRock had an opportunity to walk through it because it offers so much, and you guys do things slightly different because me work as a, you know, scaring forward at the hydro and always taught, you know, arm's distance, and now it's a touch haunt. So it's a little bit different. But still, you guys have a tendency to hold them and entertain for about a minute or so. And I love it. The interactions and the you know, everything's just, I love it. I just wish I lived closer and could do it more often.
Right. Yeah, there's not very many skit haunts around anymore, so I'm very proud to have a skit haunt and one of the few skit haunts that I know of in general. And honestly, the biggest thing is that people are confused when they go through because they don't understand that they need to stop.
Right.
They just want to barrel through.
Right.
Yeah, well, that just means you guys are doing your jobs really well.
Right.
I saw many of them run out of the.
Oh my gosh, I know. When they were coming out, wherever they were coming out, I was like,
exit.
No lie, I was really hoping to see someone trip and fall and buzz their fucking faces. Like, oh my god, they were going so quick.
Chased with chainsaws.
There's a little bit of a divot when they come out in the ground. It's not quite even right there. And I saw like 2 people trip really good, but they caught themselves, and I'm like, damn it. Oh man, but you guys should definitely get like a camera set up right there so that way you can record everyone like almost shitting their
like, you know, like a roller coaster thing, click, and then sell the pictures to them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, you can make some bank off of that because all their faces are like, oh my god, like they're just running for their lives. It's so good. That was such a hilarious moment.
Oh, heck yeah.
I loved watching it. I was so glad to be so close to that. So close to the finish line for him. Watching everyone. Oh, it's so good. And you guys have a really nice little concession stand there too.
We do.
Yeah.
I love our little concession stand, and I'm so glad that we're getting a chance to upgrade it this year, especially upgrading our ticket booth. And I'm so excited for all of that.
I'm excited for you. And I have to say, the guy that was in there making that hot chocolate, he knows he knows how to make a good cup of hot cocoa. Okay. I'm like, oh, double chocolate. Okay.
We call him Hot Chocolate Daddy around here.
Hot Chocolate Daddy. Well, shout out to Hot Chocolate Daddy because the only thing missing was the marshmallows, which there probably was marshmallows, but it like was so hot it probably just like dissolved super quick. But it was really, really good. Really good. Excellent. You guys have some cute little snacks and stuff. You guys really look out for your people. It's awesome. You guys definitely know how to provide a good time.
Right.
So the group shoots at the hydro.
Yes.
Do you recall?
I do.
And how did you get involved in any of that stuff?
So my dad one day sent me a link to like the Facebook event and was like, hey, would you want to do this? And I was like, I ain't got anything else going on. So we planned and we scheduled our whole day, which we later learned you should try to plan breaks and all of that.
Yes,
yes.
You can't shoot through a whole day. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went as makeup artists the first time, and then the next time we kind of creeped into the modeling and the pictures and all that. And I mean, now I can kind of do it all, but now they don't do the group shoots. So
yeah.
But yeah, so it's just kind of like my dad was like, hey, let's go. And I was like, cool, yeah, let's go. So we went.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite memories of shooting any of the GG or just shooting at the Hydro in general? Or anything that stands out?
Oh God, it all like runs together because it was all like so fun all the time.
Yeah.
I did love our the one MMO for Bonnie Brown. That one was really great.
Yeah,
all of
that was
the
a good
long
time.
shoots and everything like that on those things were amazing. I loved all of that.
Definitely. So we've been trying to discuss about potentially doing a group shoot at your haunt.
Yes, I would so be interested if it would work out. We will definitely have to talk about that.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
So,
I was just talking to eRock about that earlier today. Work out the semantics and everything.
That would be fabulous.
It would.
Absinthe, do you have any, I mean, what was your memory of, I mean, I'm probably jumping ahead here, but at your first experience at the haunt and haunting in general?
Oh, wow. Well, I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I've never done anything like that before. It was quite difficult to come up with things sporadically to say and to like be in character, I guess. Because what I would dress up as, it's not really like, I don't know. I did Dollface from a Funhouse Massacre. I think everyone in line, okay, the queue line, because that's where I mostly was, they ate it up. They loved it. Everyone was asking to get my picture with me. But I'm like, I don't know what to say other than just like look creepy, like evil, and then just randomly smile, but then like evil. And the only thing that like I really came up with were like 2 jokes to ask, you know, and this probably sounds gross to a lot of people, but and they signed waivers for this, okay?
They did.
But I thanks to Kim over here, I was handed like these little rings that like had bats and spiders, and like there was even like these little tiny intricate little animals, you know. And I'm like, I think I want to put this in my mouth and like go to random people in line and make them give me their hand, and then I'm just like bleh. And I just spit it out into their hand, and the reactions were great, absolutely great. One girl thought I literally like severed my tongue, but it was just an orange tiger or something. It was so dark she didn't know that it was not my tongue, and I'm like, hey, that was a tiger, that's for you. And then she picks it up and just like shakes off my drool, and she's like, I love it.
I think I got handed that later.
Yeah.
When I was asking for tips, you know, you got any tips? And then she handed me that. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that came from my mouth.
Wonderful.
But first
just
it came from
wonderful.
Kim, so,
Just
you know,
wonderful.
it's been places. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Despite the very cold temperatures. You guys looked out for us the best you could. The Go Easy, that was the warmest spot out of all of it.
You both disappeared and I've never seen you again.
Yeah, well, I thought we were gonna have turns, but she was hogging it. And I understood why. I'm like, 1, cha-ching, 2, oh my God, it's freezing out there. And as much as we had, you know, a heater by us at the booth, it was still too open. There wasn't anything, you know, to keep it.
I actually had to position the heater slightly and angle it towards Mary, because Mary didn't have one on her side. So, but the thing is I was getting roasted ham hocks, and that was just too much. I'm like, yeah, I gotta turn this thing around.
I loved it. Felt really great. But
yeah, you melted some of your dress.
I know. Oh yeah, I burnt my tutu on it. I stood too close. And I didn't know until like I was feeling around my skirt, and I'm like, well, that's really crunchy. What is that? and it melted like all crunched up, and like I'm like, ew. Oh yeah, I definitely stood too close to a heater. That's what I did. So yep, I burned part of my costume, but that's okay because I have like 2 of those skirts anyway.
As little as we were wearing, and I just, when we did switch, and I went up and immediately, you know, sold a calendar and a magazine as soon as I get up there. And it was like, what the hell? Just like that?
Just like that.
I'm like, yeah. And then of course the queue line, I mean, they literally pulled me in, and I had to hurry up and get involved. And then I ended up getting in line in this, you know, group I was with, and the girl was scared. She goes, can I hold your hand? I'm like, sure. And the whole time she kept saying, you're so warm. You're so warm. I'm half naked.
I know, but you're still a hot box bitch. Okay. I love it, man. I was warming no lie. I was putting my hands in her armpit.
In my cleavage.
And her boobs. Yes, both. I'm like, I'm switching on and off, but it felt amazing. You're a little marshmallow, a warm little marshmallow. I love it. I'm like, I'm just gonna stand next to you, stay next to you this entire time. We should probably check on eRock, but like,
You're like, yeah, I'm warm here. He's got this.
I offered to stay at the booth. I did.
He's got some hot chocolate. He'll be I
already knew you were having too much fun back there. So
it was a lot of fun.
Shoe fly shoe.
And Mary, I just remember the Mary would, you know, she go, get off your lazy ass bitch. She goes, you got people there. And I'm like, listen here, 12 waffle, I got 6 more damn minutes.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. And she's really awesome. No lie. That was my first time meeting her. She was very sweet, very understanding. She was definitely looking out for us, making sure that we had everything we needed, making sure that we had pee breaks and, you know, the whole 9. And she even tipped me $20 because that bitch was making all the money. I'm like, what the fuck am I? I'm chopped liver.
I mean, 6 people come in, and then it's like they all started putting money in, and I'm like 25, 1. I'm like, holy shit! And of course, I just said, okay, stick it in the hole, and I'll bite it with my teeth and pull it out. And that's how it went for the rest of the month or rest of the day.
Rest of the month, you wish.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I was thinking mouth.
Can you pay my bills? Like, no, yeah.
But yeah, I put that in my piggy bank.
Do you have any favorite parts to your hunt?
I think one of my favorite scenes is a new scene that we had this year, which is our med tent, which is the scene that my mom's in. And she spent like the whole summer and everything decorating it, put her own money into it. And the scene right beside of it has a whole bunch of wet specimens in it. And she paid for all of them out of pocket. And like, it's like hundreds of dollars worth of her stuff that she worked so hard on. And I was so excited because I just kind of like threw her the idea of the 2 scenes. And she's like, okay, next thing I know, like I work second shift. I was waking up on Saturday morning, walking out, and I was like, hey, you took all the walls down to fix this. Yeah, she worked so hard on that, and it's so cool. And she actually made a guy throw up and completely fill a puke bag because she started talking about lobotomies. It was great. Yeah, she won a $20 puke bonus this year for that.
Aww.
That's great. Absolutely great. And I'm sad. Shut up, Alexa. God, sorry. I'm I wish I got to see that one. I didn't. Oh man,
Yeah,
there's so much
I made
stuff.
it all the way up to the speakeasy, and that was just
Yeah.
that's about as far as I got to go.
Ugh.
I wanted to see the rest of it. I really, really did. What was the feedback with the GGs being there? Did you get any feedback from the haunters, from the guests?
So we had great feedback for the most part. I heard nothing bad about you guys. We actually won an award from Ohio Valley Haunts for our Hell Night this year, which was so exciting. We actually won a record amount of awards from OVH this year with 5 total. We have never won that many in a year. So it was so cool to get up there and get all my awards, and it was great. I loved it.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. My gosh, dude, you're so fucking young. You
I
got
know.
your entire life already. Man, you weren't even born yet. They were like, this is what this bitch gonna do. And she's gonna do this and be amazing at everything, and everyone's gonna love her, and it's gonna be, yep, that was you. That's you. Yep. You're born with it. So lucky. I'm jealous as fuck. And
well, we're looking forward to next year already, and if I have to carpool people with us, that's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's always a great time.
Definitely.
Hey, how much Fago did you go through?
Oh gosh.
I don't know how much Fago I went through, but it was enough that I have less that I have to try to get rid of now at the end of the season. I know at least a case. But it was worth it, and I used the diet, so I wasn't sticky. And that one kid that really upset me that I made cold chocolate with, I actually have his hat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he upset me, so I dumped cold water on him and a packet of hot chocolate, and I told one of my actors, and she got his hat for me. So I have that, and it will go in my office.
Well, yeah,
there you go.
He was just hitting on all the girls anyway.
What was that?
That he was flirting with all the girls anyway.
Yeah. It was bad.
Oh, yeah. It was like Rico Suave without a suave.
Gotcha.
So, what is your favorite scary movie?
My all-time favorite, which this is my all-time favorite movie in general, is House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
I have actually met Sid Haig and Bill Moseley. Because I met them when I was like 8 years old at Horror Hound one year. It was so cool. That is my all-time favorite horror movie. I've never seen anything that I even think like remotely comes close to it. And like I grew up watching it, so it kind of reminds me of like, hanging out with my parents and stuff.
Right.
And it's great.
Oh, yeah. I love Bill Moseley.
They're great.
He came over to our booth at one of the conventions, and he actually bought 1 or 2 magazines. He bought one for sure.
One.
And I don't know who took the picture, but it was my first time meeting Bill and him, associating with us and stuff. So in the photo, I don't know who fucking took it. I wish to God they gave me a warning. I'm in the background going, oh, yeah. I'm like, that is the most stupidest look, man. I'm like, that's really like photo I got with them. I'm stupid. I'm like, who took that photo?
I don't remember.
Let me find out.
Because I'm in that photo. So
I know. I mean, I look like a jackass.
Yeah, I don't remember who took it. Was
Y'all
it
need to
Jess,
start
maybe?
warning people instead of just chitching, whatever. But yeah, he's a really, really cool guy. I did not get to meet Sid Haig, but he was one hell of an actor. He was very good friends with the zombie man himself, Rob. So and he made a lot of good friends, a lot of fans. Holy shit, everyone loved the shit out of him. All right, see you dancing over there.
You know what time it is?
You know what time it is?
It's almost that time.
Kim, do you know what time it is?
I do not know what time it is.
I'm going to tell you what time it is.
It is halfway through, and we do our FMK.
FMK.
Do you know what FMK means?
No.
Fuck.
Mary.
Mary.
Kill.
Kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to be given 3 choices, and you're going to tell me who you're going to fuck, marry, kill. Okay. Your first selection is
Me.
Rose the Hat.
Chaotica. Oh, sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Rose the Hat from Dr. Sleep, or Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, or Pale Man from the Pan's Labyrinth. Who would you fuck, marry, kill?
I feel too young for this because I only know who one of those people are.
No, don't feel too young because I concur. So who the fuck was the first one?
Rose the Hat from Dr. Sleep.
What the fuck is what?
Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining. I just don't know anything about Dr. Sleep other than that.
It is. And she was killing and kidnapping children, and that's how the kid from The Shining grown up has to battle her, basically. So she's a bad, evil bitch. So it's very good. I highly suggest the movie. I loved it.
I've seen it, but I don't remember the character, honestly.
I loved it.
Only seen it once.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And,
I know that one.
Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth. It's the white character that has the hands.
I mean, he looks like a good time.
He's a little handsy.
You can see you coming.
We can see you coming. That's funny.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna marry Buffalo Bill. Because I mean he's a ladies' man, you know. He's got that.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill the one from Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Rose the Hat.
Yeah. I don't need her.
No.
And then I guess that means I'm fucking the one with eyes for hands.
Yeah.
He's got eyes for you.
I mean, you'll be able to see all the right spots. It's fine.
Exactly.
I would match my answers up with yours. Exactly. Good choice. There you have it. There's the FMK, y'all.
FMK.
FMK.
Way to go.
Yeah. All right.
Obscure.
So out of the goriest movies you've watched, can you recall what was a gory scene that you loved most from whatever film or whatever? Like, is there a really gory scene that you love from a certain movie?
Oh, that's a hard question. But okay. This is such a strange answer. So in Human Centipede 2, there is a scene where the pregnant woman, like, she gets out and she gets to her car, and it's not necessarily gory, but like she gets out to the car and she like immediately gives birth, and the baby like slips under like one of the pedals, and she just like smashes her whole newborn into the floorboard. And it is like, I will forever remember it. I will forever talk about it. It's one of like the parts in that movie that sticks out to me. It's so off the wall, and it's not even necessarily gory, but it's
like Human Centipede 1. Oh,
I never watched any of it. I've never seen any. I haven't seen the first one.
I have all 3 of them on DVD.
There's a third.
I was not expecting all of that description. A baby.
Yeah. I can't.
Well, yeah, if I saw that fucking scene, I wouldn't forget that shit either, man. I'm thinking like Hellraiser and shit. Like, you're over here like gas pedal, baby. Like, okay. All right. So, I mean, you said it wasn't too gory, was it? I mean, was there a lot of blood or?
It's not necessarily gory, and I can't even fully remember if they like show it entirely. But it's like you definitely know what's going on, and it's like, whoa.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna back us up a little bit. We talked about Hell Night. Can you tell our viewers, for those don't, what Hell Night is and what it involves?
Yeah.
So Hell Night is our one night of a season that we are a touch haunt, and we are allowed to have our profanity and our sexual themes and things like that.
Yeah,
It's targeted towards adult. You have to sign a waiver and everything, and it's definitely more than our normal show, but it's not for everyone, as we have found out throughout the years. But it's a fun time, and I love it, and it's great, and I love having guests out for it and everything to really spice things up, and it's a great time.
And can you tell us what is the unusual prop that you make everybody incorporate into their weapons and their scenes?
Are we talking about the gauntlet of dildos per se?
Yes.
Per se.
Yeah, I think most chainsaws end up with them, and most people end up with them. We actually have a tote in our costume locker that's labeled Hell Night that just has like all of our leashes and paddles and dildos and all that. So that way when it's time, we just pull the tote out and we're ready to go.
Oh, look what he's got.
I got a dildo. Scream dough.
Scream dough.
It's a little dusty.
Looks
like you haven't used them in a while.
I'll polish it off a little bit. There we go.
Oh my God. You're trying to kill us. Oh my God.
There you go.
I hate you right now.
There's quite a few people that are interested in makeups too. I saw that by the end of the night. The only thing showing was the red, like, you know, penis and balls around their face. I'm like, wow, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think my dad sees it as a challenge to paint dicks on as many people as possible throughout the season, and Hell Night is just the one night that he's like, oh no, I can just straight up do it.
Right? I loved it.
Sorry.
So, what are you mentioned Facebook? Is there, other than Facebook social medias, is there any other way that, you know, somebody, like I said, you know, reach out to you? It's just, you said an email?
Yeah, so we have our website, which is www.bwohaunt.com. And that's where you can find things like our dates. You can buy tickets off of there. You can get a hold of us through there. It's where our number, email, all that's posted. But generally, we try to keep most information on our Facebook, things like auditions, stuff like that. And just if you're interested, keep an eye on that. We're always talking about things that we're needing and stuff like that on there. And that's probably the two best ways to get a hold of us.
What is it you typically ask in an audition?
So I'm a little, I like seeing what my actors come up with. So I let them pick like the 3 scenes that they're the most interested in, and I ask them to perform that scene. I do not show them that scene. I do not tell them anything about that scene. If they ask, I'll answer, but I want to see what in their head that scene looks like, and I don't want to try to limit them at all. I want to see their creativity, and maybe they have a take on a scene that I haven't thought of yet. And I know, like, you know, I work on things and I build things and I have things set up for that scene, but maybe they think of something that's better than anything I had thought of. So I try to let them have, you know, a creativity, free will in their audition, so I can see if they have a take that I enjoy for that scene.
That's a good interview process, I think.
Definitely.
And do you guys is it a certain age range?
So we aim for 16 or older, but we do have some youth positions. But any of our youth actors have to have a parent or guardian around them. They have to perform, so that way, you know, there's someone there in case something happens. But 16 and older is where we kind of let you loose, and we still try to keep all of our younger people, you know, with the buddy system, keep them around someone that can watch them, take care of them, stuff like that.
Yes. I'm sure safety is probably the top priority.
Oh, 100%.
Right. Now, speaking of safety, has there ever been any scary incidents at the haunt?
We actually have a woman that had to be trespassed from the property because she took some drug before she went in, and as she went through, at some point it kind of like hit her a little hard, and she ended up like body checking one of our young actors, and she got hurt. She's fine now, just a little bit of bruising, nothing major. And by the time she got out of the haunt, thankfully she had lost her keys, so we were able to call the cops, and she couldn't go anywhere while we was looking for her keys. And she was arrested, and there was a whole bunch of court dates, and we had to give statements and everything. And I would say that's the scariest thing that's ever happened.
Wow.
And that was year before last, I believe.
Wow.
So do you guys
what's
keep like an incident time check, like, oh, like I don't know, like Monsters Inc., like we haven't had a accident since blah blah blah, you know? Like,
no, because we'd be updating that every day.
right, shit. Okay.
Do you have like a funniest moment or something like that? Like something just sticks out as just so hilarious and just absurd.
Okay, it's not funny, but it's so funny.
That's funny.
So my dad back in his scene was having an issue with his engine, which is like his primary prop. And I went to run back there, and 3 times in one night, I tripped going into his scene and fell face first every time.
Ooh.
But the one time I didn't trip until I was right at his curtain, and Penguin slid under his curtain, both arms out. And then I looked up and I was like, is everything okay? And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, the engine costs more. Is that okay?
Aw, you poor thing.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's funny. You're more worried about them, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
Well, that is the I want to say, Kim, that your staff is just like, I mean, they look out. And there was at one point in time where a gentleman that came through said that's one ugly stripper, and Mary was not having any of that. And then he got escorted out, and another one had insulted me and basically body shamed me, and one of your actors stepped in and said, you're going to apologize to her, and apologize to her now. The overall safety that your team provided for us GGs and just I'm assuming each other is just phenomenal. And you guys are so close, and so you're like family, and just I love that you guys are just work so well together.
Yeah, we work really hard to keep this a safe and comfortable environment and make sure that there's no major issues or anything like that. And I mean, I grew up in this, and I would like to imagine that other people would want to be around my life,
Right. I just love, like I said, I think his name is Cyrus, the big tall guy. I love him to pieces. I met him 3 or 4 years ago, and just like, I love him. He's just like a big ball of fun.
Oh, he is amazing. Me and him went to school together. He won an award from Ohio Valley Haunts for his Q line performances and everything. And I think he owes me a little bit because my entire carport is coated in glitter.
He was the one spraying everybody with glitter.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Great. I absolutely love it.
I've seen so many people come through. I'm like, who has the glitter gun?
I had to hold a couple jackets and hoodies because they were like, can we put this with you? Because we don't want to cover it in glitter.
I saw someone's
I can't guarantee shit.
Someone's phone was absolutely drenched in glitter.
Yes, I remember that. It was gold glitter.
Yes.
Well, the kid that lost his phone?
Yeah.
And then
returned it like it was a stripper's. And I'm like, is that your phone?
Sorry, it's covered in glitter.
Right. I've been like, here you go. That's funny. Okay, so like there's always probably like some lost and found issues, right? Like has anyone ever lost like something really weird or crazy that you guys have found? Or is there anything that you like no one's ever claimed but you guys have found?
So I would say that there's two weird things that we've lost. The one is we had a guy this year he was absolutely wild. And in the maze, at some point, he smacked into a wall, which like no one was near him. He just like straight up smacked into it, and we're like, cool, dude. And he broke his glasses, and he met us like outside holding the arms of his glasses. And he was like, hey, like, do you guys know where my glasses are? So we ended up finding them on the outside of the maze wall. And we took him to him, and he's like, oh, thanks, man. And he was trying to put them on with no arms, just the front of the glasses. And then the other one is one of our Saw girls scared the butt plug out of someone.
That's awesome. Ew. Oh, that's great.
That's one last thing I wouldn't want to find.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we just kind of like, okay, cool. Kick it into the corner. No one touch it without gloves.
No shit. Pray to be no shit. That's so funny.
Oh, that's
wow.
Man.
All right.
That is amazing.
Some like to be stimulated while they go through.
I guess.
Was that on Hell Night, or was that just like a regular haunt night?
That was just a regular haunt night.
Oh my gosh.
See, you didn't do Hell Night, so they had to spice it up themselves.
I know, right?
That's good.
They didn't want to shit themselves. They would be scared shitless, so they thought that would, back things up a little bit. I guess not.
Imagine that dropping out of the pant leg.
No, I would not know how to act. Like,
how do you stay in character?
You couldn't at that point. I was just like, nah, you.
I wonder if it made a noise when it came out.
Like poink.
That you probably didn't hear it over the chainsaw, thank God.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
that's funny.
That is so funny.
That's amazing.
I'd have been like, anyone lose their butt plug? Confess. We want to know who and what you look like.
Or maybe not.
Right, or maybe not. Yeah, for sure. Kim, can you let our audience know one more time how they can follow your haunt, so that way they can get information and maybe get themselves some tickets for next year?
So you can find us. Our website is www.bwohaunt.com. And you can also find us on Facebook as Backwoodz Oddities Presents The Last Carnival. And that is the two best ways to find all of our information. It's where we post our dates, our auditions, everything you need to know, our applications, everything to get started for the season, or even if you just want to go through, that's all the information will be on those two places.
And what's the earliest that you start hiring haunters? Is that hauntertainers?
Haunters.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm new at this. Stop. Hauntertainers. What's the, when does all that start and stuff?
So we typically start auditions around April, May, and I try to do like 2, 3, sometimes 4 auditions a year, depending on what I need. And then staff positions, reach out and we'll work on that separately from auditions, because I don't have to see you perform for that. That's a whole other process. But yeah, most of the time, April, May is about the time to look.
And do you guys also look out for makeup artists or costume help? Design?
So we have our costume locker and we have our actors help us with that, but I am always willing to accept help for that. And then our makeup artist, that's a dad thing. I don't step in his little area.
Yeah.
If he wants help, that's on him. Okay, I'm not going to be the guy to be like, oh yeah, by the way, so and so stepping in to help you. No. That's a whole fight.
You know how much hell when I come down to volunteer a couple years ago, he goes, "Oh, you're one of those fancy haunters that does their own makeup."
Yeah.
That's my dad for you.
Because I do mine as well.
But he had this conveyor of people come through and blasting them with white and then blasting them with color. I mean, just like
That's
rolling
cool.
them out.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know. Do you have anything that you want to ask?
No, I think we covered it.
Chaotica, do you have anything else?
I think we pretty much covered it. I definitely, like I said, I wanted to touch base with our young Kim here and how much experience and how much of a great job she's doing. The whole prom situation, which we covered. And Kim, I just want to say hats off to you. There's just nothing but good things. You're young and your whole life ahead of you. So you keep doing you and doing a phenomenal job. I admire you.
I hope we can work again in the future.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe more than once, during the year, a few
Yeah.
times.
Not just on Hell Night.
Yeah. I dipped my toes. Now I want to.
It's a lot of fun once you get doing it and then you get comfortable with it. It's just
that I want to at least get to the point where I'm comfortable with it.
Oh, yes.
Not so much nerve-wracking and getting some skills under my belt, I mean, it's not something that I see myself continuing to do as a hobby, continuously, but I want to be able to say, I want to be able to say, oh, I've been there, done that. I've taken my turn and it was interesting and it was fun. And I got to do it at your haunt, no less. That is so fucking awesome. Seriously, I am excited for you. We had a wonderful time. It's such a pleasure to even be able to know you guys, you and your father. We appreciate you guys welcoming us with open arms.
Yeah, your staff was amazing, like you said before.
So nice. Everyone is so nice. And like Chaotica mentioned, everyone really looks out for each other. And they really didn't know us all that well. And they still were defending us like we were their family. And we really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, it was great to have you guys out. The vibes were amazing. It was a great night.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Very much so.
Yay. Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
There's never going to be an episode without hopscotch.
Right. The hopscotch show.
That's great. Oh my gosh. Well, there you guys have it. This is episode 35 of our Gore Horror Hour podcast. We will be updating you guys here shortly with our year-long list of events that we're going to be attending, and
for 2025.
Yes, and I really hope to see everybody there, and I definitely hope to get the chance to work with you again, my dear. It was fabulous having you, and thank you so much for letting us interview you today.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. I always love being interviewed. It makes me feel important.
You are important.
You are important.
Exactly. And I did see one comment somewhere on there that said that they would never go to Hell Night again unless they didn't see the gorgeous girls. So I'm just throwing that out there. So there's at least one person
good to know.
Yeah, right.
He's stupid.
Yeah, I know the names, but we'll let you fish.
He's gonna take up
me. They just said
the whole
gorgeous
screen.
Girls. It's just me. They didn't call out Man Candy Andy. Oh, you don't want this. When this goes down, it goes down. That means we're going to go another hour.
No, okay. No. There you guys have it. Gore Horror Hour. For your viewing pleasures, here is a little bit of footage from
the Backwoodz and Hell Night.
Yep. Yes. So enjoy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This is how we do a BWO style.
You